So it is day 4 of the Young Dolph trial, and already we have a verdict. They deliberated for what, about 2-3 hours? I didn't think they were going to take that long, but we got a verdict. He was found guilty on all 3 counts. Everybody's going to know this by the time this video comes out. He got found guilty on all 3 counts and sentenced to life in prison already. He still has to do a sentencing hearing for the other 2 counts, which is a moot point because he's got life already. So with all that being said and the trial being over, we are going to be reacting to a video from Law and Crime. Let's go ahead and get into it.
The stolen car that our defendant here, Justin Johnson, traded for, one car for another, at a gas station about 10 hours before this murder happened. This man got out of the passenger side of the white Mercedes. Door's still open. We saw him run to the parking lot. He's here with a large semi-automatic weapon.
Draco 30 rounds.
He's in a hoodie. He's got sweatpants, and he's got white shoes. We'll see a second man come out of the car too. Those 2 men that we're going to see come out of the car, they're going to gun Dolph down. He's inside the business. He has walked over to sort of where the bathrooms are in the business. He's as close as I am to y'all. There's the window, and he's getting shot through the window. Both of these men will shoot. This one in particular, it looks like he's never shot this type of gun before. It's because he probably hadn't. The second man out of the car who's driving is our defendant, Justin Johnson. This is Dolph here. Remember, he was wearing the yellow. This is Marcus. Remember, I told you he had a gun. He tries to return.
Hey, check that out. I want to look at this real quick. This is Dolph's brother, Marcus, running out the store. If you look at his pistol in his hand, it's already in a lockback position, which means he was firing from inside the store. He was returning fire from inside the store at them. I'm pretty sure they said he had a Glock 9. And I don't have mine down here with me right now, but I also have a Glock 9. If that's a 19, I think they hold 12 rounds. But if it's a 17, they hold 17 rounds. So, and then he goes to, he's out of rounds right here. He goes to the car, and I think he gets an AR pistol, a 223, and runs down on the car, hitting both of them, hitting Cornelius twice, once in the leg and once in the shoulder, upper arm area, and then grazing straight drop, I guess on the shoulder or something like that. Give that man a round of applause. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Nipsey Hussle case at all, a lot of people were mad at his friend Rimpaw because instead of returning fire, he took off running. But your body has natural responses called flight or fight, or fight or flight. In this instance, his body clearly chose to fight. In the Nipsey Hussle incident, Rimpaw's body obviously chose to flight. It's natural. It happens. Like I've said, I was in the military. I was in Iraq. I've seen trained soldiers run from gunshots. It takes a real idiot to run towards gunshots. You know what I'm saying? Hats off to Marcus.
Fire as these 2 men quickly shoot Dolph. Dolph's body's riddled with bullets. He shot all in the back, in the face, in the neck, in his arms. The first man out was Cornelius Smith, and he has that semi-automatic weapon shooting wildly into Dolph. The second man out was Justin Johnson, who has a handgun, who's firing at Dolph as he lays on the ground.
In a courtroom shocker, the state alleges a man named Big Jook, who is the brother of rapper Yo Gotti, had a hit out for Young Dolph for $100,000. Big Jook, whose real name is Anthony Mims, was considered a leader at his brother's record label. He was gunned down in January of this year, but he would be a focal point in the prosecution's case.
The business
his name came up a lot.
Rap.
Not only did his name come up a lot,
Because
CMG in general came up a lot.
Person I told you about before.
Gotti got to be scared of that. He got to be
two guys, CMG.
bricks.
He's put out a hit. A hit. $100,000 to whoever kills Dolph. He has met with Justin. He has met with Cornelius. And they think they're ready to do it. They're definitely willing to do it. For Cornelius, it would be 50 grand, I guess, that he could waste away on Percocets and ecstasy. For Justin, it's 50 grand, but also a chance to make it big with CMG. They're not professional hitmen.
Threw his life away. 20-something
Not
years
even
old.
monsters.
Threw his life away for a record deal.
I can't call anybody a monster. This is just business for these two. Money for Cornelius, money in rap fame for Justin Johnson.
You heard a little bit about Govan, and I anticipate you'll get to hear from Govan in this case. You already heard you're going to be hearing from Mr. Smith. You know, and Mr. Hagerman talked about Mr. Govan and said he liked to, you know, get an interest in young rappers, right? He liked to exploit. He liked to exploit.
Hey, this lawyer, he was fighting an uphill battle.
Like Mr. Johnson. What you're going to hear is, as the process goes on, is the idea is that he's going to sign with CMG. Mr. Johnson is. But there comes a point in the road where what Mr. Govan wants, which is a meal ticket, the payday, and what Mr. Johnson wants, different. And you're going to hear about how they take this trip to Atlanta. And the whole idea is that they're going to go to Atlanta, and this is Mr. Govan's chance. He's got another guy he's going to bring in to help sell the management contract, which is going to get him this massive piece of this young up-and-coming artist. And you're going to hear, this is about September of 21. This is right before November. And you're going to hear that they go to Atlanta to meet Jook.
Hey, honestly, I don't know if Straight Drop was that up and coming, because if you got to think about it, he worked with PRE, they didn't sign him. He worked with GBE, from what I heard. What's his name? Chief Keef and them, and they didn't sign him, from what I heard. And he knew Big Jook, and CMG didn't sign him. So I don't know how upcoming he was. And I've heard some of his music like years ago. I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of, you know, Kobe. But yeah, nah, he wasn't no up and coming artist, and Govan trying to shop him to CMG or whatever. My man was running in the streets. He's friends with CEO TZ. TZ is friends with Jook. Plain and simple.
Who is one of the higher ups at CMG. Right?
Not to mention that little trap house where Justin Johnson was shooting his videos and the idiot took the getaway car right back to. It was right across the street from Govan's house.
Go to Atlanta, and while in Atlanta, Mr. Johnson decides, I'm not going to go your way. I'm not going to go your way, Govan. I'm not going into business with you. I'm going to do it without you. And at that moment, I anticipate you're going to hear Mr. Govan say he was really mad. He felt some kind of way about the fact that he had, in his mind, his perception was he had done all this to help this up and coming star, and now he was going to be left to the wayside, and he wasn't going to get a piece. And he's so angry that he leaves Mr. Johnson in Atlanta. Leaves him there. Mr. Johnson has to find another way home. When you hear witnesses like Govan testify,
Now, I wonder if this was before or after.
Why is he saying what he's saying? What's he
Dolph
getting
situation.
at? He's getting something, and you're going to hear it. He's got a vested interest in making sure that he saves his own hide and takes this young rapper, this young man, off the board, since he wasn't going to go with him in the first place, since he abandoned him and decided not to share any of his money going forward.
Have I told you that it's very important, though, for you to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
I told you it's important to tell the truth because I said so,
Yes, sir.
and because the judge will evaluate whether or not you told the truth.
Right.
And have I told you it's in your best interest to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Are you here to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
I want to skip forward. Okay? We're going to go back to everything. But I want to skip forward. Tell me about the day that you were arrested for this case.
It was my daughter's birthday, actually. And I was out. I had took her some cake and ice cream to school for her birthday. And the U.S. Marshals they were trailing me the whole time. I didn't know that they were trailing me because I had saw Govan the day before. And he was telling me that, police was on to us or whatever. And he asked me when the last time I spoke to Justin. And he was saying, I was like, it been a minute. So he was like, they just ran in Justin's spot the night before. And he said that they been shooting at him and that I need to get rid of my phone because they own us. And the next day, I was locked up,
Police,
locked up.
police captured you? Police captured you that day?
The next day.
Did they get your phone that day from you?
They ain't get it from me. I left it with my children's mother or whatever.
They get your phone from your children's mother?
Yes, sir.
So you didn't throw it away like Govan told you to?
Nah, I ain't threw it away. I gave it to her. Oh,
Now, when the police first arrest you, I mean at the very start, do you say, hey, I want to tell you the truth about this whole thing?
no. I ain't never did it.
At some point after you're arrested, did you decide to tell the truth?
Yeah, once I came to my senses and Justin had wrote me a kite.
Objection.
See, Justin.
Thing. So let me tell you, when you hear another lawyer speak up and object, that means you stop talking. Okay? And you'll be instructed to either move on or to another question. Okay?
And I think so the objection is going to be is hearsay. So let me try to get you. Let's try to back up, okay? So you said after you arrested, you came to your senses. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you say that Justin, is that the defendant in this case,
Yes, sir.
had written you something that you called
A kite.
a kite? Okay. Without saying what was in that kite, and that's a letter, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Without saying in that letter, after you received that letter, did you decide to tell the truth?
Right.
And what did you do once you decided to tell the truth?
Okay, so coming back and rewatching this, I'm confused about some things that happen on his cross-examination. Like, for instance, the defense attorney for Justin Johnson pretty much went down this same line of questioning, and that kite was brought up again. Now, if you notice here, he's not allowed to say what was in the kite because the defense attorney objected to it. But on cross-examination, Cornelius brings up the kite again, and the defense attorney attempts to stop him, but then they turn around and start talking about what was in the kite.
I had spoke with my lawyer.
And thereafter, have you met a few times with detectives?
Yes.
And have you met, we count those 2 minutes right back here, I guess 3 or 4 times with me, is that correct?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say you did that because you realized you had been caught?
Yeah, I've been caught and I got a conscience too. Now they don't with my senses. Yeah, I got a conscience.
Prosecutor Paul Hagerman replayed the security footage from outside Makita's Cookies, and Smith, while on the stand, made another shocking admission.
That's the day that we had saw Young Dolph and them pull in Makita's.
All right, so whose car is that?
That's Young Dolph's car.
All right, and you say we, who saw this car?
Me and Jessica.
Well, let's back up then and tell me how you know.
Through Govan.
All right, and who is Govan?
Hernandez Govan Quick. We know him by Quick.
Okay, who is Quet?
Associate.
How is it that you met Justin through Quet?
Just, like, being around, basically. Being around.
Would Justin be around Quet too?
Yeah, he'll be around Quick.
Do you know why Justin would be around Quet?
They look at each other like brothers, brothers,
Okay.
and then just rap or whatever.
All right, you knew Justin to be a rapper?
Yeah,
Did you know his rap name?
straight drop.
And did you know Quet to be involved in, I guess, the rap business or something?
He called himself.
Okay. What sort of would he call himself as far as being in the business?
I guess a negotiator. I don't know.
A negotiator?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know whether or not he was trying to negotiate for a straight drop?
I guess trying to get him a deal.
Okay. Do you know who he was trying to get him a deal with?
Big Juke and him got in him.
All right. You said Big Joke, is that correct?
CMG getting brought up again.
You ever
And
heard
Gotti's
of the
name.
music label CMG?
Yeah,
Is that Big Jokes?
Big Juke and him.
And his brother, right?
Yeah.
His brother's Gotti, is that correct?
Yeah.
So how did you get to be
Now-
with Justin Johnson this day on November 17th?
Now I wonder if Jook was actually like part owner of CMG.
2021.
We knew that, they had heat on Dolph and them head or whatever, so
Who had a hit on whose head?
Big Juke had a hit on Dolph head or whatnot, so
How do you know that Big Joke had a hit on Dolph's head?
I could quit had told me about it, quit, and what I'm saying, being just
How much money was it supposed to be?
100,000 on Dolph
Look
head.
nervous, boy.
And had you agreed
No.
to do this
Yeah.
hit?
Yes, sir.
Had Justin agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
We all going to do it together?
Yeah, they been on it, but yeah.
Was there any arrangements as far as splitting the money or anything?
Yeah, me and him supposed to be giving Quit 10,000 apiece.
All right, so you and him were going to give Govan 10,000 apiece?
Yeah.
And how much were you going to get?
I was getting 40, he was getting 40.
So y'all,
Yeah, that's us right there.
stop it here. First guy out of the car, who's that?
That's me.
That's you? Which one of the guns do you have?
I got the little Draco stab gun.
Okay, that's that semi-automatic weapon, is that right?
Yeah.
You ever shot that thing before?
Nah, I ain't never shot that, man.
And you could tell he ain't never shot it before
You can
too.
proceed, Iris. That's your gap hoodie,
He
is that
can't even
right?
control it.
Yeah, me.
He can't even
That's
hold
you,
it.
who you shooting at?
Young Dolph.
All right, now back it up again.
Let her go, Mark.
Back it up for Justin getting out of the car.
Go look at
All right, who's the second person here that got out of the driver's side?
It just,
I've never shot a Drake. I have shot an AK. And it got some kick to it. But not like that. Like he about to drop the thing.
He's got the smaller handgun, is that right?
yeah, bad baseball hat, bad pro baseball hat.
You're firing this crazy thing. What you see? What are you feeling?
I wouldn't feel nothing at the time, but I ain't gonna even let it. I wouldn't feel nothing at the time.
He was feeling them herkies. That's what he was feeling.
Trying to get some money.
You said somebody spelled out Dolph.
Wrong. Cornelius Smith knew he was hit when he looked over and seen the window was shot out. That's when he realized he was hit. He was already in the car. That's when he realized he was hit in the shoulder and the leg. Then they drove over to the trap house where they had the expedition already parked. Cornelius hops out the Benz, jumps in the expedition, moves it out the way, straight drop drives the Benz to the back of the house. Straight drop, then hops in the expedition and they take off.
Who spelled out Dolph?
Just spelled out dog.
When you say spelled out Dolph, what do you mean?
Like the sign language.
With
Jailhouse sign language. Yeah.
like this would be an O.
But nah, yeah, I think I don't know how to do it, but
Okay.
something like that.
All right, so there was some sign and then y'all just took care of Dolph. Who's that? Short call, long call?
It was short.
Driver just got out. Who's that?
It was me.
You got your shirt all messed up, don't you?
Yeah.
Why is that
I'm bleeding. I'm shot.
in the shoulder?
Yeah.
Go. And we saw somebody get out of the passenger side. Is that right?
Yeah, that's just.
All right. You can play a little further. Gray sweatpants, black hoodie, and that hat we saw is Justin. Is that
And the
correct?
shoes.
Correct.
You started out with a different lawyer and you ended up with the lawyer you have now, right?
No, sir. No, sir. He was never hired.
Okay, well, you got paid.
No, he did not get paid.
Didn't you get paid?
No,
Didn't you get $50,000?
He did not. He ain't signed my jacket saying he represented.
No, what I'm asking you.
I just talked to him.
That's not what I'm asking you.
Right. You asked
He
me.
got $50,000.
Said I had a
Oh, wait a
different
minute.
lawyer. So,
Hold on just a second. Ask your question, wait for the response.
you can.
The original lawyer in your case got $50,000 to represent you. Did he not?
I don't know exactly how much you get. I don't know. I
Okay.
can't say.
All right. And you knew that, just we're all clear here, that money came from CMG. Right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly who, but yo.
All right.
There goes CMG getting brought up again. So who they're saying they didn't say the money came from Jook. They said the money came from CMG. So who at CMG paid 50 grand to Cornelius's first attorney? Who did that? And I'm pretty sure CMG is actually paying for this guy. Straight Drop's attorney. I don't know. I could be wrong on that part.
So you talked today, you got paid for what you just testified to, didn't you?
After I was locked up,
You got paid,
my
right?
lawyer was paid. Lawyer.
You got $50,000 to pay a lawyer, right?
I didn't get it in my hand. Correct. I don't know how much it was, but correct. My lawyer got paid.
Okay. And there's no question that that money was for services rendered. Killing Dolph.
Basically.
You took it, didn't you?
See?
Did your company?
See? Straight Drop's attorney just said CMG paid Cornelius 50 grand to take out Dolph, not Jook. There's a difference in the wording here. And you guys know the FBI is watching this. The FBI is watching. Hell, they helped in the investigation.
Conscience bother you?
Come on.
Your conscience.
After I came to my senses, yeah.
Did you say, I can't have that money? I can't use that money, because you still got a lawyer here.
Nah, I ain't say that.
You took the money.
Yeah, I took the money. I got the money.
Your conscience wasn't bothering you that bad, right? You said your conscience started bothering you, but not bad enough not to take the money for the job you did.
Well, I had already did it, so might as well. You know, I got a conscience still after I came to my senses.
Right. Okay. So, you didn't think, man, I really shouldn't be able to keep money for killing somebody.
I didn't think like that.
Okay. Now, at the end of this, you said, you're direct. You said something about, you saw a picture of the person, you said Mr. Johnson with a suitcase. And you said, he's there with his money, getting out of town.
All right.
To be clear, you don't have any direct knowledge of Justin Johnson getting a dime for this, right?
Nah, I ain't got nothing.
Okay. You said you had a change of heart and your conscience started getting to you. You wanted to tell the truth. When did that happen?
Like a couple months after I sobered all the way up, while I was in jail, I sobered all the way up. I ain't in my senses like it was wrong.
Okay. So you got December is when you go to jail. December 9th.
Yeah, December 9th.
So a couple months from then, you sober up. That's when you come to your senses.
Yeah, and then Justin had sent me a letter saying.
Well, I'm not asking you what Justin sent you a letter saying.
What automatically made me come to my senses and like, you know, it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? When he said, cut him loose, take the junk, and quit down with me.
See, now when they were doing direct, he objected to this. Straight Drop's lawyer objected to this, so they weren't allowed to say what was in that letter. But now he just let it go. That's a little suspect to me.
Okay. So you're saying Mr. Johnson sent you something saying he actually said he didn't do it, right?
Nah, he didn't say he didn't do it then. He said, cut him loose and take junk and quit down with me because they ain't messing with us.
Oh, you mean tell the truth? Right? Because he didn't have anything to do with it. Tell the truth.
Nah, he saying me take the downfall.
Oh, okay.
Cut him loose, let him go.
Okay.
And tell them to quit and him change clothes and quit with me instead of him.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Did you get it directly from Justin Johnson, this kite you're talking about?
You know, we got rock meeting and stuff, but we were talking through the vent. I was in E part, he was in E part. We were talking through the vent.
Did you get it directly from Justin Johnson?
Nah.
Did you see him write it?
Did I get it? He said, did you get that? Did you get that kite?
Did you see him write it?
Nah, I ain't see him right. I'm in another part. We
Right, you can't even see him.
But he asked me, did I get that kite?
Okay.
He sent me more than one. He sent another one and said he got $7K. I could take that. I'll leave.
Where's that?
I don't know where it's at.
You lost it?
Nah. I sent it on out to my folks.
Okay.
Sent
All
it on
right.
out to my folks. My sister.
Okay.
See, right there, they just got him trying to bribe his way out of it.
You started telling the truth then. So surely by August, you met with the state in August 10th of 22. Surely by then you're telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth.
And you would agree with me, the truth doesn't change. It's the truth, right?
Yeah, it's the truth. You know, quit brought me in and set me up for the police to capture me, so might as well tell the truth. If we gonna tell the truth.
Okay.
See, you hear that? He said, Quet brought me in and set me up for the police to catch me. This whole entire time, I thought Cornelius Smith was the first one to get arrested. It sounds like Govan was actually the first to get arrested, and then he set up Cornelius to get arrested, and then Straight Drop got arrested. Why is that significant? Because Govan wasn't arrested technically at that point, but he was working with the police already, which I think he was already working with the feds. That's why he kept getting all the leniency when it came to his being out on bond and everything. because he's working with the feds, and he's still working with the feds. So that should tell y'all something right now. That just because Jook gone, don't mean the feds' case is over. It ain't over.
So, today, for the first time ever, you testified that you wiped that Mercedes down.
Yeah.
You've never said that before.
No, I ain't know.
You never told them.
No, I ain't
You never told them that you wiped that Mercedes down?
I never told detectives when I talked to them. No.
Why would you not tell them? They've asked you every question under the sun about this case, right?
I said detectives. I never admitted that I was involved to detectives when I first got locked up December the 9th.
You know they take notes and they recorded your entire interview
Right.
from August.
Right.
Why didn't you tell them in August you wiped the car down?
We were talking about so much, you know, it slipped my mind for
We
us.
talking about so much.
And they specifically asked you, and you
What the
said
hell is up with that loud, that high pitched talk?
you don't recall them asking you and you saying Justin said he had someone wipe the car down.
Yeah, he told me he had somebody to wipe the car down too.
But you didn't think to ask him,
I
right?
told him that I wiped it down. He said he used the right stuff, because I got somebody else to wipe it down. You know what I'm saying?
So now you're saying you told Justin that you went and wiped it down.
Yeah, I told him too.
Why didn't you tell that to law enforcement who's seeking the truth from you, right?
You know, stuff slip a person's mind too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Kind of an important
Okay.
detail.
like they ain't asked me did I wipe the car down, so
You don't think so?
I don't recall.
You text Miss Jackson, let's see, 9:05 a.m. on November 17th, 2021, you say, good morning. I went to sleep in the midst of texting you to knowing today is my big day.
My baby birthday. My daughter's birthday.
November 17th?
Yeah, my daughter.
You went and killed a man on your daughter's birthday?
Man,
Hey,
that's
I'm trying
cold,
to
bro.
make it right for her. I ain't had no money. I'm trying to get some money that day. So I'm trying to make sure my baby girl, man, have a beautiful birthday. So it was whatever. Then I'm trying to get high on pills. It was whatever.
But you're telling her you're going to buy her house, you're going to give her $10,000 for rent?
I said, this the
Right.
day before.
The day before.
Yeah, you know, I tell female lie, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my baby mama. I was trying to get back with her, whatever. It ain't just like, you know, it's just game, you know what I'm saying?
And Dr. Stanberry, if you could just give me some clarification here. Are these white squares showing where there are holes in the clothing?
Correct.
Okay. Are there arrows on those white squares?
They are.
Okay. All right. And about how many holes in the clothing did you calculate?
I did not cut those.
Okay. Thank you. And the next picture is exhibit number 23. Now, it looks like the same photo, but is this the front or the back of the shirt?
This is the front of the shirt.
Okay, and do those white squares also indicate holes in the clothing?
Correct.
Did you know what Straight Drop was going to do in that Benz?
No, sir.
Did you have any idea at all?
No, sir.
Were you part of this conspiracy at all?
No, sir.
Had you ever talked with anybody about killing Dolph or these other PRE artists?
I want to do this.
Why wouldn't you do that?
I want to do that with. That's my family.
You say that's your family, what's your name?
This party. That's my family. I want to do this.
Yeah, when you say it's not your family though, what do you mean? You talking about family, who are you talking about?
Young Dolph.
Young Dolph?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you did not see Young Dolph as some sort of rival or anything like that?
No, sir.
And you told this jury
Yeah,
today
but that don't matter though.
you had no idea that Mercedes-Benz was stolen.
No, sir.
Now that just isn't true. And you know it's not true, right?
I wouldn't been in it if it was stolen.
Okay. What's Trayon do for a living?
I can't tell you.
You got them Bob Barkers on.
Did he have a job that you knew of where he could afford a Benz?
Yes, sir.
Hate them
He did.
boy.
What did he do?
Ours is orange. Where I'm from, ours
Okay.
is orange. Yeah, nah. Hate them, bro.
I mean, you weren't
I-
with Trayon when he.
I ain't never. That was the the only times I have ever wore a pair of Crocs was when I was locked up. I refuse to wear them now that I'm no longer being locked up.
Carjacked it a couple of weeks before. I mean, you and him are tight, right?
If I would have been there, I would have said, you know, I wasn't.
You weren't there?
No, sir.
And you just, I mean, how long you known Trayon?
My whole life.
You've known him your whole life.
Yes, sir.
He works at a garbage company,
Yes, sir.
right? He's driving a Benz. How long had he had the Benz?
I can't tell you.
I mean, you hung out with him almost every day, didn't you?
No, sir. You only kind of pick me up when I need a ride.
Did you need a ride the night you say you went over and traded the Benz?
Yes, sir.
Where were you going?
Off Redwood in the mile.
And Trayon was just taking you.
Yes, sir.
Well, what did you think when he was going to trade his nice bought and paid for Mercedes-Benz for an Infiniti Q40?
This is business. That's what I thought.
Let me ask you this, Kristen. For Trayon and you riding around in this Benz that you thought he bought and paid for, didn't carjack to get it, what did you think when he was riding around with 2 pistols and a Draco in the back?
Texas is Memphis.
Because that's what he had, right? A Draco-style assault rifle.
I can't tell. I just know he had some type of weapon.
You are charged with
He in street clothes, but he pleaded guilty. He didn't get locked up. Was his charges like minor?
taking possession of some of your brother's property.
What did he play? He played like 3 counts,
after
right?
the Dolph killing, and for aiding him to communicate with another man by the name of Cornelius Smith after the Dolph killing. Okay? You have an attorney for that case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And he's actually in the courtroom today.
Yes, sir.
You have pled guilty to being an accessory after the fact, several counts of that offense, for taking control over the car your brother was driving afterwards.
Yeah, some Gucci vapor
For
mask.
taking control over a phone that your brother had afterwards, and for helping him, by using the phone, communicate with Cornelius Smith. Is that right? And you've entered a guilty plea to those offenses, but you have not been sentenced yet. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that a judge has not had a hearing and told you what your sentence is going to be. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have I told you that it's a very good idea for you to tell the truth, and that the truth could help
That
you at
radio
whatever
face.
sentencing you have in there?
Hey, y'all remember when we used to have to you used to take the face off your radio so couldn't nobody steal it?
Now, did you even know who Dolph was?
A rapper, yeah.
A rapper. Okay. So you knew Dolph was a rapper.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you have anything to do with some sort of plan on the front end to kill Dolph?
No, sir.
Is that anything that you would ever be involved in?
No, sir.
Any sort of plan to kill other PRE? Do you know what PRE is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any plan to kill the other PRE artists or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay. In 2021, about how often would you talk or communicate with your brother Justin?
Like every other week.
Like every other week?
Yes, sir.
In 2021, about how many times do you think you saw him that whole year?
Like 2 or 3 times.
Okay. So in all of 2021, you would have seen him 2 or 3 times.
Yes, sir.
Does that sound about right? And you would have talked to him maybe once a week or every 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And again, just because the court reporter, like when you nod your head, I know I know it, but we got the court reporter, okay? All right. So it'd be fair to say that y'all were not close.
Yeah. No. close, but we just didn't talk all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, this stuff going on. I got my stuff.
Okay. Were his friends your friends?
No, sir.
Okay. So did you know the people he hung out with?
No, sir.
Did you know, for instance, Treon Ingram?
No, sir.
He testified after the murder his brother called him about wanting to hand over a rental car to him, something that wasn't out of the ordinary for him because Jamarcus didn't have a car.
Before this conversation about bringing you a car and stuff, when was the last time you had talked to him?
Probably like 2 or 3 weeks before that.
Okay. All right, so you meet him in the car, he's got the 2 phones, and he's going back and forth with the numbers. Were you asking what he's doing or what's going on?
He was just quiet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you doing?
I was on my phone.
Okay. So you're sitting there next to him, you're on your phone, he's doing his number stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What happens?
He tell me he was gonna give me the phone. It was like social media stuff.
Like that he's going to give you one of his 2 phones. Okay. And you said for social media stuff?
Yeah, posting pictures and checking his emails and stuff like that.
Does your brother have social media?
Got Instagram, yeah.
Okay. In fact, you know your brother, does he go by other names too?
Other than his real name,
Uh-huh.
straight up.
He gives you his phone because there's the idea that people may be calling or texting or messaging him.
You can say that, but it was just mainly he just told me that he needed me like to post some stuff.
Okay, so he told you at the time that he needed you to use his phone to maybe post some stuff to his social media. Is that
Like videos, all this stuff.
okay? Did you ask him why he couldn't do this himself with his phone?
No.
Okay, but he has this phone in his hand. And he's going to give it to you, and you already have a phone. You don't need a phone.
No, I don't.
The car sounds good. And he wants you to have his phone and maybe post stuff to social media.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't ask him why. Does he provide any explanation?
Other than just for the social media stuff.
Okay. He doesn't say why he needs you to do this rather than him.
No, sir.
Does he tell you that he's getting out of town?
No, sir.
Does he tell you that he's got to lay low?
No, sir.
What happens after he gives you the phone?
Somebody was calling him and stuff, like rushing him to come on.
In the car there? So he's getting a phone call from while he's in there?
Yeah.
On one phone or the other, do you remember?
I don't know which one.
At the time, did you know who C was?
No.
Name me.
No, sir.
Do you now know that to be Cornelius?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to hear a conversation going on between Justin on one end of the line and Cornelius, since you all sort of three-wayed there?
Not like full conversation. No.
Not the full conversation. Were you able to hear some of the conversation?
Just a little bit. I wasn't really just listening.
Okay. You've been asked before whether or not you heard some of the conversation, correct?
Yes, sir.
And have you described part of the conversation having to do with money?
Yes, sir.
Having to do with getting money to C?
Text message.
The text messages?
Yeah.
And what was it about?
It was like, he just kept saying like, "What's up, bro? What's up, bro?" And stuff like that. And I was texting my brother, and I was telling him somebody texting, and he was like, who he is and what he want. And then when I told him, he kept saying like he loved him and stuff like that. And then he said
have if you talk to Uncle.
Okay. Did you know who Unc was at that time?
I said, he said, talk to him. Then he said, if you talk to him, tell him I need some money for my little girl's birthday party.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did that make any sense to you?
I really don't care.
About money, though.
Mm-hmm.
The money that would be coming from Justin and Unc to this C person.
I don't think it was coming from Justin. I think it was just
Coming from Unc.
He was telling him to ask him.
Okay. So C was asking Justin to ask Unc where the money is. At the time, did you know who Unc was? At the time, had you ever even heard of Big Joke?
I knew he was, yeah.
Had you ever met him?
No.
You ever talked to him?
No, sir.
Okay, but you knew his name?
Yeah.
During cross-examination, Johnson's attorney kept it brief, only asking his client's brother one single question.
So you knew Justin to be an aspiring rapper,
Yes, sir.
correct? He was trying to get signed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Had you ever, prior to that date, ran his social media or YouTube before?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that wasn't something, that wasn't a new thing for him to ask you to do?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
We have a verdict to the members of the public.
3 hours and 58 minutes it took them to deliver.
If you don't think you're going to be able to not show any emotion during the reading of this verdict, I ask you to remove yourself now. There won't be, the court won't tolerate any outbursts of any sort from anyone. You will bring me here?
Ready, Your Honor?
Yes.
The jury's now heading into the courtroom.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Four person? If you would stand and read your verdict, please.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder as charged in count 1 of the indictment. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in count 2 of the indictment. And we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of convicted felon in possession of a firearm as charged in count 3 of the indictment.
Thank you. Juror number 1, is that your
How
verdict?
do you choke back
Juror
tears
number
in this,
34, is that your verdict?
knowing that you just lost your
Juror
life?
number 35, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is that your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror number 17, is that your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror number 27, is that your verdict?
It is, Your Honor.
Juror number 33, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 25, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 44, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 23, is that your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror number 28, is that your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again for your time and attention to this matter this week. Our system of self-government would not work without your service and sacrifice that you've made. Thanks again for your time and attention. You are excused.
Jurors excused.
Bro, this is
The
such
jury
a
has
tragedy,
found
this
you
whole thing, bro.
guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and convicted felon in possession of a firearm. As the 13th juror, I affirm this verdict. As to the first-degree murder, I sentence you to life in prison. I will set
I would've lost
punishment
it right
as to
there.
the conspiracy and the convicted felon in possession of a firearm after a sentencing hearing. The date for that hearing will be
What's going through your head at this
November
moment?
1st.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say
November
November 1st? Seriously, if this is you sitting right here, which I pray to God that it never is, put down in the comment section what is going through your mind in this moment, right here.
Nothing else to take up?
We will prepare the judgment sheet and pass out.
Oh yeah, you see it in his eyes
Thank you.
now.
And the pre-sentence report. The order for the pre-sentence report.
Sir, once we get that, we'll get those to you.
Thank you. Give me a turn court.
All rise.
So we still got the trials of Cornelia Smith and Hernandez Govan to come here in the next few months or so. We'll have his sentencing in November for the other two charges, which is going to be a moot point because he's already got life. He's probably not going to get paroled. This whole thing is just a tragedy with all the life that was lost around this. You got a 20-something-year-old going to prison for the rest of his life. One life already gone. Multiple lives already gone because of this, because of him, because of CMG, because of Big Jook, who is the dumbest criminal in America. You a grown man. Older than me. I'm 45. Older than me. You go recruit some 20-year-olds that don't know no better, still wet behind the ear poop butts to do your dirty work. Come on, man. We got to do better. We got to do better. Anyways, sorry with the heavy closing, y'all, but it had to be said. It had to be said. For now, it's your boy Charm. I'm about to go cool off and reflect on this a little bit more. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.